What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Double A Hef here with another dose of the Truth Scope. So we're about to get into this one. As you can see, it is another Jesse Lee Peterson video. This one is actually quite sad. It's sad. Now, what's going to be said in this video isn't anything new to me. I've heard it before, but the cadence in which this woman speaks it tells me that she genuinely believes the things that she's saying, and that is what is sad. Because reality is what you basically you deem it to be. Reality is what you deem it to be. Like, for instance, when someone's schizophrenic, right, and they're hearing voices and stuff like that, I don't hear the voices. That's not my reality. I don't hear those damn voices. That person's crazy to me, right? But does that make those voices any less real for the person that's hearing them? No, no. And that's what makes it sad. That's what makes those cases sad. When you can empathize and say, God damn, imagine, like you're hearing stuff that no one else hears, and a lot of it is like harmful stuff, like trying to harm yourself. That's sad, right? I think most humans that aren't like psychopaths or sociopaths can understand that. So and that's why I say what I just said about this particular video. But with that being said, I want to kind of like introduce the video with this. We've all heard before about the slavery, this and white man holding me down and holding us down and all that stuff. But you got to understand something. I was born. Well, I'm getting old now, man. I'm feeling it. My knees, my back, my neck. I'm breaking down. But I grew up in the '90s, and I'd like to think that I grew up during a very interesting time, because with the rapid increase and like technology and the video game consoles and all the graphic cards and compute. When I was going to school, when I first started going to school, we had these old ass computers where the screen was black and the letters was white. I mean, not white, like green, and it was all like coded and stuff like that. We have floppy disks, which those things aren't even. I haven't seen a floppy disk. I don't even know how long. I'm sure there's people listening to this video right now that don't even know what a floppy disk is. But we have floppies, all right? We have floppies, man. So I grew up at a time where I remember all that, and then we had game cartridges. Then it went to CDs, and now you can get games downloaded on your damn stuff on your phone. You know what I'm saying? But without any cartridge or disc or anything, you just download it. And same applies for the consoles and all that stuff, right? But I digress. When I grew up playing Super Mario Brothers. Oh man, I used to love playing Super Mario Brothers. 1, 2, 3, all of them. Zeldas. I would spend hours playing these games. Even as I got older, went to college and stuff like that, I always kept my video games around. But the thing is, one of the best things about playing a video game, right? And stay with me here, because I'm going to tie it all together. Is that when you play a video game for the very first time, right? And say you don't have like a guide, right? Because they make guides now where it tells you exactly what to do. Say you don't have a guide, you didn't buy the guide, or maybe the game doesn't have a guide. You're just playing the game. You don't know nothing about the game. You're just playing it, right? Now, the first time you play the game, there's gonna be some mistakes that you make. There's gonna be a lot of learning curve on how to defeat certain bosses and how to pay attention to like what they're doing. Okay, he's gonna do this 3 times, and then I gotta attack him, and then I gotta move to the other side of the map, and then wait for him to do it again 3 times. There's different things like that, right? But the second time you go to play that game, you breeze through it because you know the game, right? You know the game. So when I hear people today, yesterday, tomorrow talking about, racist white people, racism, critical race theory, all of this, all of it, listen to me. That's shame on you. Shame on you, and shame on your goddamn kids too. Shame on them too. Why? Because if we all understand, right? Now look, to different levels. Let me slow down. We all understand to different levels, because again, like I said in videos past, racism does not exist because there's no such thing as race. All right, people are different. Different walks of people are different culturally. Ethnically, we are different, right? But racism is not real. Race is not real. So therefore, racism is not real. Prejudice is real. That's real, right? But at the end of the day, who gives a shit about what someone preconceives about you that doesn't know you? Who the hell cares? Unless they're in a position above you and they're stagnating you. That's different. But we live in an age where there's ways around that. Okay? So I digress. At the end of the day, if we all sit here and say, hey, there is a systemic, something systemic that maybe was around at one point and may still be around today, but yet we can't figure out how to fucking get through the goddamn game, then that's shame on you. And I don't even feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you. If it's the same game that's been being played and you keep falling for the same goddamn okie dokes, right? Right? Like if someone is playing a game and they can't get past the first level and they've been doing it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, and they haven't done it, then hey, I'm not even going to help you. What that says is that you lack scope, you lack understanding, you can't adapt, you can't change. You keep doing the same thing over and over again, looking for a different response. And that is the textbook definition of insanity. So, for lack of better terms, our people as a whole, not all, but most, are insane.
Because I've just heard, some of the things that you said about black people. And for a man to just come from where you come from in your background, how is it just easy for you to say the things that you say?
Like what, for example?
Like how you say that, black people, how it's like our fault nowadays as to why it's so hard for us to live. And it's not like it's, especially if and you're from the plantation, it's really not our fault for us to be in the hood and to suffer.
Whose fault is it?
Well, it's really the...
Look, I'm gonna run that last part back a little bit. I want to touch on that.
For us to live, and it's not like it's, especially if and you're from the plantation, it's really not our fault for us to be in the hood and to suffer.
Okay, so look, whose fault is it? This woman, I don't know this woman, right? I don't know her. But clearly she lives in the hood, right? I lived in the hood. I lived in a few hoods. But I was born in the hood. So that means that was my mother's choice. My mother and my father, they had a choice, and they made the choice to have me be born in the hood. That wasn't the white man. My son was not born in the hood. That was my choice. Again, that wasn't the white man. I have a daughter on the way. In about 12 weeks, I believe. My daughter should be here. January. And she will not be born in the hood. It's not because of the white man. Because say my daughter was born in the hood, and I say, okay, that's because of the white man. Then what? Is it because of the white man that my daughter is not born in the hood? Right? Because if it's always because of the white man, then it's always because of the white man, whether good or bad. You see? And that's just not correct. It's just not correct. The white man isn't the reason why the woman that's speaking, and you know what? Clearly she was born in the hood. Does she have any kids yet? I don't know. Let's just say she doesn't have any kids. If she has kids, if she chooses to have kids in the hood, but yet she's gonna sit here and call Jesse Lee Peterson's show and say, hey, the white man's the reason why we're in the hood. No, you're the reason why you're in the hood. and you're the reason why your kids are in the hood, and possibly going to be the reason why their kids are going to be in the hood, because you didn't look for a way out, because you're playing the game and you can't get past the first level. Because I think that that's pretty elementary, in the quote unquote woke school. Like, oh man, we're put down, we can't succeed, we don't have a choice but to live in the hood and suffer in the hood. Well, first and foremost, you do have a choice to live in the hood. Number two, you have a choice on the suffering or not. The hood don't gotta be the quote unquote hood. It don't gotta be bad. It don't gotta be drug infested, gun infested, gang infested, fatherless. It don't gotta be all that. But again, our people play into this role of what black is and what black ain't to their own detriment. If y'all with me, please like, share, subscribe. Slap a like right now. If you haven't already subscribed right now, if you're with me, if you're not with me, let me know why not. Put it in the comments below. Let's keep going.
Whose fault is it?
Well, it's really the colonizer fault. They're the ones that designed it and stuck us in those situations. You know what I'm saying? They put us all in the poor neighborhood.
I'm sorry, you said who?
I call racist people colonizers.
Oh, people like Jesse Jackson and all those people.
All right, so racist people. She said she called racist people colonizers. I want to touch on this because quote unquote blacks in America, and y'all know who I'm talking about. There hasn't been colonies in America for over 200 years? Over 200 years? The last place where the crown was colonizing was like Africa. So like the whole colonizer thing, that's an African term. That's what the Africans use when they want to talk about. Actually, I should rephrase that. That's what the wokety woke Africans use when they want to discuss quote unquote whitey. They call them colonizer. And again, that term was popularized by the movie The Black Panther. Rest in peace to the brother Chadwick Boseman, who was the great actor. He was a great actor. I give him that. But yes, that whole colonizer thing. That's not a us thing. That's an African thing. All right, because they colonized the shit out of Africa. All right. So when you hear quote unquote blacks of the Americas using terms like that, that's just more layers of indoctrination into the whole narrative of like what's crazy, y'all? Sometimes I'm doing these videos and I'm like I'm talking about things I'm like I don't even feel like talking about. I'm just over it. But I'm like, you know what? I can't be over it because I'm making this damn video. The point is for me to discuss these things, But sometimes I'm just like, I'm just, I've been doing this for almost 2 years. Yeah, actually in January it'll be 2 years I've been doing this. So y'all gotta, keep that in mind. I've been saying the same thing, and don't get me wrong. I'm getting a lot of subscribers. I'm getting a lot of love and support, which I appreciate. Channel's growing. People are definitely telling me that my message is really resonating with them and has been able to help them open their eyes and have a more deeper understanding of what's actually going on and how they should be taking things on. So that means a lot. That helps me understand that you got to keep on going. But I tell you guys, sometimes when it comes to just certain things, it's like, come on, man, it can't be that bad, but it is that bad. Not for all of us, but for a lot, it is that bad, and that's what's really sad.
No, I'm talking about the ones, what I'm saying, that still stick with. I can tell that the ones that stick with, the racist mentality.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I guess you just aren't able to answer my question.
You said the colonized people or something like, I don't know who that is. And how
Like, you just go really hard on black people. Like, you're a black man from the South, and you say just a lot of harsh things about black people. Like, it's our fault.
Well, look, the truth does not bring people together. The truth does not bring people together. It actually divides. The truth divides. So if you're saying things to people and you see that is dividing people, it's because it's the truth. When people start to try to attack you, it's because you're saying the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, look through any of my comments on any of my goddamn videos. I get all this heat because I'm spitting the truth, and I'm not here to bring people together. That's not why I'm here. That is not why I'm here. All right. I'm not even here to bring quote unquote black people together. I'm not, because first of all, as long as we're going by quote unquote black, we can never be together. So I'm not trying to do that. That's not what it is. All I'm doing is offering perspective on the world from my eyes. That's it. That's it. That is it. So for her to sit here and say, you're going hard on black people, but when are you going to sit there and say, hey, you know what Jesse's saying, even though I think he's going hard on black people, is there validity to it? Now, again, I mean, I'm asking a woman to answer that question. So, she's not going to be the one. She shouldn't be the one. But clearly you can see that this woman is trying to connect the gap, because she called the show. She's saying these things. She's having this dialogue with him. And what I see through this is basically like a lost sheep or a lost dog trying to find her way home. She needs a man. She's calling Jesse Lee Peterson's show, asking him this question because no man in her life can answer the goddamn question. And, that may be because maybe she forced the men in her life out. Who the hell knows? But I do know she's asking that question to this man because no man in her life has the answer. And that is sad. You understand what I'm saying? That is sad. Brothers, it is our responsibility to lead our homes. We're supposed to lead our women. Now, am I sitting here saying that, you can only be with quote unquote black women? No, I'm not saying that. But whatever woman you're with, it's the same thing. Because they all operate the same for the most part. They all operate the same for the most part. They all operate the same. Now, there's going to be a little nuance differences between them. Yes, of course. But for the most part, they all operate the same. Excuse me. So, let me just play this because I don't want this to be
explain to me who the colonized people, so I can respond to it, and we'll move to the next one.
The colonizers are just racist people who
you mean like Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King, and all those guys?
Martin Luther King is not racist, and you're a black man saying that he's racist. That makes no sense.
Well, Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and the so-called
I'm sorry, I'm saying palm-colored people, white people.
Who? White people?
Yes.
So white people call you to white people call you to live in the hood?
They did back in the day. That's what I'm saying. And the fact that we can't find jobs, the fact that it's too damn poor.
Back in what days?
Cause people.
What days did the white people?
I'm talking about back in the olden days.
Like
when? The 60s, 70s, the 50s, 80s, stuff like that. Where it was hard for us.
Where's your proof that it was hard?
Cocaine got dropped into the hood.
So she's saying back in the day it was hard and yada yada, no jobs, all that stuff, right? Look, say you do live in a place where there's no jobs and you have a family. You know what you do? You pack your family up and you move to a place where there are jobs. Now, is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be guaranteed? No. But you do what you got to do, right? You do what you got to do. Most men would at least subscribe to that notion. So again, keeping in mind that this is a woman speaking, and also, my expectation for her and most women are low. I don't think that most women are going to have all of that. You know what I mean? To be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna go and do what I gotta do. Now, are there some women out there that do? Yeah, very 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 small percentage of them. Yes, yes, and kudos to them. Kudos to them. But unfortunately, the overwhelming majority don't operate like that. So, say again, you live in a neighborhood where there's no jobs, then move to a neighborhood where there are jobs. And is every job going to be the 9 to 5, the weekends off, and all that stuff? No, no, it ain't. It ain't. But you got to do what you got to do to get what you want. And it doesn't mean that you have to have that job from now to the day you die, but you have to position yourself. We have to put ourselves in positions to succeed and to move on and to like leapfrog, stepping stones. You know what I'm saying? Jump from one wave to a larger wave, and continue to go up and grow. But unfortunately, this is not occurring. Are there no jobs in the hoods? From the hoods that I live nearby and that I've been to and that I've lived in, no. I always see that there's jobs. Always. There's always jobs. Now, are the jobs the ones that people necessarily want? No, probably not. I'm sure most grown-ups don't want to work at a McDonald's and stuff like that. And most people in their early 30s, late 20s don't want to be a cashier at a goddamn Taco Bell or whatever the case may be, or pumping gas. Maybe they don't want to do all that type of stuff. Hey, I get that. I can understand that. I could totally understand that. But at a certain point, you have to look back at your life and say, well, how come I'm not qualified for anything else? What did I do for the past 10 years? What did I do? And don't sit there and try to blame the quote unquote white man. No, because I'm pretty sure the white man wasn't the one literally picking your ass up, taking you to the club, you know what I'm saying? Having you spend all this money on some drinks, acting a fool. I'm sure the white man wasn't the one saying, hey, you know what? The white man didn't call you and say, hey, don't worry about going to your community college class this morning. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that. You'll be all right. Go back to sleep. I'm sure the white man didn't call you and do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure the white man didn't say, you know what? Hey, call Terrence and let him know that it's all good if he no calls, no shows to work because he doesn't like the manager. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying things that I've seen, that I've heard. Right? Like the white man ain't call and do that. The white man ain't do none of that. You did that. You did that. For 10 years you did that. So you know what? At some point you gotta be able to swallow that damn pill and say, hey, shit, I fucking pissed away my life for the past 10, 15, 20 years. And now the only jobs I qualify for are these low entry level jobs. And then I feel some type of way because I'm supposed to be a man. I'm supposed to be this. And I'm over here at this job and I got people way younger than me telling me what to do. And I don't like that. Oh, he got something with me, or he got something wrong with me, or he always this and that. No, nigga, because you know why? You always late. 1, 2, your uniform always look crazy. It's never tucked in. 3, where the hell's your name tag? You don't got a name tag. 4, you act like you don't want to be here. So you know what? Yes, when is enough enough? When is enough enough? Enough is enough when the hell we say it is. But no one's calling it. No one's saying it. And I don't mean no one. Obviously, people like myself, we're saying it. But obviously, the message isn't resonating. It's not resonating. Why? Because the algorithms for sites like this on YouTube. If a young rapper right now rapping about a whole bunch of nonsense that's not gonna help our community at all, makes a video right now and posts it with a whole bunch of black chicks with big booties twerking and all sorts of stuff and throwing hundreds and flashing guns, that the YouTube algorithm is gonna go crazy. Everyone's gonna see that goddamn video. I make a video talking about some real stuff going on in our community, or I should say our quote unquote community, And what needs to occur to change this? Yeah, the algorithm. Come on, you kidding me? So it's more at play. It's more at play than and then also I'll say this because I know some people are going to be like, see that's that systemic racism right there. The algorithm. No, the algorithm is made up on what people choose to see. The algorithm knows what niggas want to see. So the algorithm's going to show them what the fuck they want to see. All right? That's not systemic racism. The algorithm literally takes the numbers and says, okay, well, based off all these numbers and all the statistics that we gather, we understand firmly that quote unquote blacks between the ages of this and this, male and female, prefer to watch this. So that's what we're going to put in front of them. And that's it. Like for instance, on my channel, the average age for my channel is I don't want to say older than I like it to be, because that might sound a type of way. Because don't get me wrong, I appreciate everyone that's tuning into the channel and being able to take away the message. Totally. However, I need to reach the younger people. Because they're the generation that needs to hear this the most. Or, you know what? I'll take that back because the generation that I'm in right now and the generation like right above me, we're the ones having the kids. Even though the younger generation's having kids too, that's always the case. You're always going to have young generations have kids young or early. That's always going to be the case. So, I'll take back what I said, because as long as we have brothers listening to videos like these or other people saying things that are similar, and then we can actually practice what we're hearing and practice what we're preaching, then that will go a long way to making the change that I'm always talking about. But let me just see what else you got to say because we didn't even get deep in this video.
Hammer, neighborhood.
Give me an example back in the days when it was hard for the blacks. And not all, but most. Give me an example of it being hard for the blacks back in the days.
How was it hard? Well, you got to think it's Jim Crow. And then even after segregation, trying to integrate people, it was still hard. You know what I'm saying? Racism is still going on. People.
What did Jim Crow do to hold the blacks back?
We weren't able to get jobs. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't get the good jobs. We couldn't get good neighborhoods. They couldn't go to the good schools because we pretty much got the crappy end of the deal.
Who told you that?
All right. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna screenshot that. That way, I'm gonna do another part on this video because obviously there's way more, and we barely scratched the surface. And I want to see what she has to say. That way I can break it down more. But anyway, y'all, please do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.